So I think it's important to redefine what progress is because I think a lot of times we can get confused, especially with the era of social media. We think that we're not making progress if we don't have a business that's doing 10 figures a day, right? We think we're not making progress if we don't have a savings account of $100,000. We think we're not making progress if we didn't lose 20 pounds in 2 hours, right? Everything has to happen so damn fast, and you believe that if it's not happening quickly, then there's no progress being made, but that's not true. Okay, and I'm guilty of it too. I used to be the exact same way. That's how I know. Okay, so progress is really just making smaller steps towards bigger goals. Okay, and I would even want to dissect that even further and just getting into how does it make you feel about yourself? Because the thing is, I don't think you can really accomplish anything if you don't feel good about who you are. Okay, it's extremely hard to reach a goal of yours when you're sitting around depressed and you're moping and you think you're stupid and dumb and that you're incapable of getting things done. How can you accomplish anything with that mindset? You can't, which is why you won't be able to manifest, right? And I've made videos on that before too. You have to feel good, okay? If you want to accomplish anything, you have got to start feeling good about yourself. And the very first thing in order to do that, at least that's what's worked for me, is if I do something small. It could be something as simple as going outside and walking for 10 minutes. Well, now I feel just a little bit better about myself because I finally did something that I said I was going to do for a really long time but never did, right? Maybe you want to be a content creator, but you're just so camera shy. Like the thought of getting in front of the camera scares the hell out you, right? And so day after day, week after week, you keep postponing, postponing, postponing. Next thing you know, 5 years have gone by and you still haven't made not one single piece of content. Okay, well, most of the time it's probably gonna make you feel a little bad about yourself. You're probably gonna feel like, because I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy of being an influencer, content creator, business owner, whatever you wanna call it. So let's just change that narrative. How about today you sit in front of the camera for 30 seconds? Just say something. It doesn't have to be anything worthwhile. It doesn't have to be anything profound. Just sit in front of the camera and just say or do something. You don't have to post it, but just do it for you, okay? Once you finish recording, you're going to feel a little bit better about yourself because you have been putting something off for so long and you finally made the choice today to do that thing. Over time, just making smaller steps towards your bigger goal, you start to feel really good about yourself. You start to feel extremely proud about yourself. And you start showing yourself that you are worthy of it because now you're taking time out of your day to do something that's specifically for you. That's progress. I was getting my lashes done the other day, and my lash tech and I were talking. We talked about content and stuff. And she was saying that she finally went to Pilates. She had been talking about going to the gym, getting more active, and she finally did it. And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Like, how did you feel?" Like that's always the first question I ask someone when they tell me that they do something. My first question is always, "How did that make you feel about yourself?" That's always the first question. Not how many reps could you do, not how hard was it, not how much money did you make, not how many views did you get. How did it make you feel about yourself? That's always the first question. And she's like, "I felt so good because I've been wanting to go for so long. And I just kept making excuses as to why I didn't have the time to do it." And I was like, "Great. Now hold on to that feeling." You'll be surprised how addicted you become to feeling proud about yourself. I cannot make this up. That's why I do the things that I do every single day because I'm chasing that high of feeling proud of myself for getting X, Y, and Z done. And because I love that feeling of being proud of myself, I keep doing more things that are going to make me proud of myself. So eating clean, staying active, making content, recording videos, working on my business, those things make me proud of me. And as a result, I keep showing up and doing those things. I hate when I tell myself I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. I don't sit in shame or guilt. Those are emotions that will never get you anywhere, so I quickly snap out of it. But I do hate how that feels. It feels like I let myself down, right? It's one thing to let someone else down. That sucks too. But it's another type of feeling when you let yourself down, especially when you were on the streak of showing up for yourself in some way, shape, or form every single day. I hate that feeling, which is why I avoid that feeling at all costs, which is why I don't overpromise myself anything anymore. There used to be a point in my entrepreneurial journey where I would tell myself I'm going to do this, 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 this. Like the list would be about 250 pages of to-dos for one day. Okay, your girl is very ambitious. I am very ambitious. And I noticed I couldn't get all that stuff done. It was just impossible to get all of those things done within 24 hours because 8 of those hours I got to be asleep, right? And so I would start to feel bad about myself because I'm like, dang, I was supposed to get this done and I still didn't get this done. I was supposed to do this, I didn't do this. I start to feel bad, right? And nothing comes good when you feel bad about who you are and what you're doing. So I had to become more realistic and I had to look at things from an energy perspective. I know that I probably only have about a good 6 hours of really high energy. That's what I realized. Yeah, you got 24 hours in a day, but I'm not fully energized for all 24 hours. I'm asleep for 8. So it really only gives me 16. And even though in those 16 hours of being awake, I'm not at my highest tip top energy. Absolutely not. I probably have about a good 6 hours on a good day. Some days it's probably really even 4. So my to-do list and the things that are most important, I make sure I schedule that when I'm at my highest amount of energy. So for me, that is going to the gym or walking, something along those lines, being active and creating content. The rest of the day, I allow myself to coast. I allow myself to edit some videos, but I don't put too much pressure on how many videos, because I know that my energy is slowly getting depleted throughout the day because I'm human, just like you are. We're not robots. When you start looking at things like that, you'll, one, lower your expectations on how many things you think you should be able to do in a certain amount of time. But two, you'll start to feel more proud of yourself for just getting something off of that list done. Just do something. Because that feeling proud about what you accomplished, no matter how big or how small, that's what you got to hold on to. That's the high that you're going to chase. That's what you're going to keep showing up for, that feeling, that rush, especially when it was something that you've been wanting to do, but you kept making excuses for it, or you told yourself that you couldn't do it. I noticed that about myself. There have been things that I convinced myself I just couldn't do. There's just no way that Jasmine is going to be able to do this, that, and the third. And then I finally do it. And I'm like, wow, this whole time I thought I couldn't do it and I did it. I feel so good. I feel so proud of myself. And it's that keeps you going. That is progress. That's progress. Maybe you don't make any videos. You just sit around and you watch from the sidelines. But you decided to record a video and post it. That's progress. Even if it didn't get any views, that's still progress because the version of you last week didn't even do that. That's something to be proud of. That is something to feel good about, okay? And this is why I stress the importance of stop being on social media and watching other people because I'm telling you, when you're so busy looking at other people's progress, and I'm putting air quotes on their progress, you start to feel like the progress that you're making in your own life isn't shit. But that's not true. It's really not. But sometimes we get so warped into other people's lives that we can't even see the beauty in our own. So let's stop looking at progress of making 10 figures a day, 1 million views an hour, 20 pounds lost in 10 minutes, and let's start looking at it as, well, how did this thing that I did make me feel? Did it make me feel good about myself? Did it make me feel bad about myself? If it made me feel good about myself, let me do it again tomorrow. And let me do it again tomorrow. Let me do it again tomorrow, but a little bit longer. So maybe instead of 10 minutes, I'm going to stretch it out to 20 minutes. Maybe instead of 5 minutes, I'm going to do 10 minutes, right? That's where the progress is. Because if you keep doing that, showing up every day like that, that progress that you're making is compounding. And the next thing you know, a year from now, 5 years from now, you are a totally different person because you redefined what progress means. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to read what you have to say. You guys also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do not forget to join the Patreon. The link is down below in my description. And I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye.